having any kind of innovation, there is no meaning for any startup. You will agree or disagree that any startup should not take place without innovation. So can I have a response?
Dr. Sharma, this is Nilesh here. Your voice have little echo. Is not okay, low, but little echo. Maybe some hands-free will work.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope now it is fine.
Yes, sir. I think it's fine now, sir.
Because I had closed the fan and opened the door of the room actually. So that is where. So my question was, what do you feel? Or I'm asking to all the participants, and you have to just write down either yes or no. Do you feel that without innovation, no startup should take place?
Two no's are there, so I'm not sure what is the right answer.
But whatever you understand, I would like to have the same no.
I think innovation makes sense to have a good startup. Otherwise, it's a very poor market will be there. That's what my views are.
Okay. What about others? Just you can write down in the chat box, so I will get your feeling.
Noted.
Yeah, anyone else? If I'm not, Rahul, I'm not able to open the chat box. Just please see to that. Are you able to do that? So can I have a viewpoint from some other participant or who is the budding entrepreneur? So what do you feel that can we start or should we start any startup without any innovation?
All can unmute themselves to have an interactive session.
This is the first thing what we need in order to be entrepreneur, that we should be inquisitive and talkative so that we can have the exchange of thoughts. Okay, so like it is the women university, so I will start with Urvashi. Your name is featuring first in my list. Yes, Urvashi, what do you think? Should we go for a startup without any kind of innovation?
Sir, I think innovation is, it's going to give a good start to the startup. Mm-hmm. But I feel without innovation also we can have maybe.
Okay. So you feel that without innovation also we can have the startup. Okay. Yes. Nilesh.
Sir, yeah, if I may.
Go ahead, doctor. Yeah.
I tend to disagree with the lady on the panel. My personal thinking is that innovation means that we are starting up something absolutely afresh. Whereas if I'm just starting another business, like I cannot really call it a startup because we are not doing any kind of research, or we're not doing any kind of technical upgradation, or we're not doing anything radically new. We're going to just go and start up an existing business, like a copy paste, if I can put it that way.
Absolutely.
So maybe it's not the right answer, but this is what I thought of sharing.
Your answer is perfect. It is not only right, this is perfect answer. So here I would like to say just one thing to you, all of you. Is there anyone who is having the idea about success of startups in India? So suppose if this year 10,000 startups are originated, after 1 year, how many startups will be existing? Do you have any figure?
What I know from the market research, I think it's 10%.
Absolutely, sir, because I have gone through almost 7 or 8 months back. I have gone through with the newspaper. It was Hindustan Times. And I have seen that they have mentioned 84% startup get failed within 3 months. And the biggest problem is the same, what I was just talking right now, that without having any innovation input, you start doing the business. And once you reach to market, because what you're thinking new in your mind, that you have to understand that basically, really, is it novel? Is it really something new what the customer is looking for? For example, I'm running one restaurant and you also start another restaurant in front of me. Urvashi Patel, I'm talking to you. So like you said, you were having both 50-50 kind of a thing. So you said that, yeah, we can go with innovation, but without innovation also we can have the startup. So my question is, suppose I'm running one restaurant and you also start the similar kind of restaurant. Do you have something new to offer to the customer? Yes, Urvashi. When you are opening the same kind of restaurant which already I am running, so you are becoming another competitor with the same offer what Dr. Lalit is offering. So are you making any change to the business or to the process? Can you say something, yes or no? So I think she's having some signal issue probably. So understand that is the something that I need to understand. So that is the biggest reason. The startups, 84% startups which are getting closed within 3 months or within 6 months or 1 year time. These are basically the startups who were not having any novelty of the idea. So probably they were just going through with some kind of idea and they started doing the business with the same. I just shared the example of one of the startups where I am the marketing mentor. So I'm the marketing mentor for this startup and the name of the startup is Crowblaze Agritech Private Limited. This was a startup which was initiated in August 2018 and this was started by 3 engineering graduates. So the moment, so in one faculty development program, I was training to their teachers. So their teachers were happy and they connected their students to me for the marketing mentorship. So these students have come to me almost after 6 months, probably it was January 2019. And they started talking to me. And the moment they were talking to me, they were having so many new things to do in the business. So idea was absolutely novel. So what they were doing, like Big Basket, already doing the same kind of a job, they were having a plan to procure from the farmers fresh vegetables and fruits and selling to the customer. And selling to the customer. And what they have seen that the idea which they were having and the moment they started executing the idea, there was no similarity between the thought and between the execution. So in fact, they started doing the business just like a sabji wala who is selling the vegetables on road. So simply what they were doing, that they were going home to home, one door to another door, picking the order and making the supply. And that was nowhere the objective of doing the business. So this is something that we need to understand. Whatever the novelty or innovation we are talking about, you have to be very serious about the same. And then exactly you have to work out, you have to execute. So Urvashi is saying that starting something same as mine, and if I don't introduce something new, it could be quality or of the product, for the example. Okay. So Urvashi was having some network issue. Urvashi, I already understood because you are so good through your expression only. I understood that you are not hiding your face. So I got her answer. So because she is also saying that quality or something in the product is really important where innovation has to play the role. So absolutely correct. So now that is what I need to understand, that when I'm talking about innovation. So really that is something what I need to work on. So when we talk about innovation, we need to understand that what happens because of innovation in a business. So today our discussion is basically taking place around the innovation process, organization's innovation capability, competitive innovation business model. So basically we are not having only the innovation on the basis of competitive product or quality.
Hello.
Whereas Procter & Gamble is into a gamut of a whole load of products. which is not necessarily just personal care, but it also has pseudo medical products, if I can call it that, as well as home cleaning products, and very, very personal, highly personalized, but partially medical, like a whisper or something like that. So it has a whole range of products, whereas Unilever, I think, has got specifically more in the personal care and home care segment only. I may be wrong. I may be completely wrong, sir, but I'm just
partially you are correct.
Going by the products that I know.
Partially you are correct. Yes, anyone else? Actually, I tell you, both the companies are like, when we are talking about, basically we talk about the FMCG segment, and both the companies are good into or effective into FMCG. And worldwide, if we talk about, Procter & Gamble is really a tough competitor for HUL. But in India, HUL is far ahead compared to P&G. Even Patanjali is far ahead compared to Procter & Gamble. And only the major difference for this defeat in market is their business model. So we'll just talk about it further later on, that how this business model makes the sense to startup, and sustainability strategies in the startup, how a startup can be sustainable. So I hope these basic points are clear to everyone, what we are going to have as a discussion today. So when I'm talking about the innovation, so definitely you might have gone through with different definitions of the innovation. So my summation is that innovation process is simply a series of scientific, technical, technological, and organizational changes that occur in the process of innovation implementation. So somewhere you have to develop something as an innovation and you have to implement also. और उस development से लेकर innovation के बीच में whatever all transactions or procedures are going to take place, that becomes the reason for success or failure. So implementation, what is more difficult to every individual? Designing a thought or implementing a thought? Just can you please write down in chat box, what is more difficult for you? Developing a thought or implementing a thought? Again, our chat box is not visualized to me. So can I have some participants? Yes. What do you feel? A personal level, understand? Okay, now it is visible. So implementing a thought.
So it's mostly implementing the thought. Most of the time implementing a thought we have from most participants.
Rahul, why do you feel that implementation is difficult?
Yes, if our designing is proper, then our implementation will be less difficult. I agree with Nilesh ji that implementation can be difficult, but I think if we design ourselves properly, then implementing becomes more process oriented.
Okay.
Whereas designing is where we need to actually plan the process out properly and understand every level of that process.
Okay. Teesta, you have said that development is a problem or is a big challenge. Why do you think so?
Sir, it's like when I'm trying to develop something, like if I'm trying to come up with something. So it's like if I don't have a clear picture of what I'm exactly trying to achieve, then I'll go like in different ways. But if once my development is fine, once it's like completely on track, so I know what to do exactly, so implementation will be easy. Like it's the initial process that is important.
Okay. So my one question to you is that it's a very simple question, Teesta. Do you think that health is wealth?
Sir, can you give me a moment to reflect on it, then I'll give you an answer.
Okay. So my question is, how many of you think that health is wealth? Yes, Riddhi. Can I get answer from you? Yes. How many of you feel that health is wealth?
Yeah, health is always a wealth. Nothing is beyond the
You're
health.
absolutely correct. Health is always a wealth. But my question to all of you, what time do you get up in morning? And really, how many of you are concerned about the health? So you are just having the daily routine exercise, running, jogging, all this kind of a thing. Do you all go for it?
I do. I'm not sure what to do. I do.
So I think with the pandemic situation, and now that we are all, seeing the effects of all of it, I think we're all going to wake up to this if we haven't already and start implementing it.
Okay. So probably that is the health concern during the pandemic, which is making me more conscious about the health, and probably we start doing the few things. But really, this is something, understand, that is what I'm talking about. That I know that health is wealth. It is good. I should get up early in the morning. I should go for jogging, running, and all exercises, physical exercises, but I never go. So now what is there? I'm agreed with the thought. I'm agreed with the idea, but I'm not able to implement. And this is the problem with almost all over the world. As per the studies, it is mentioned that 90% strategies get failed because of poor execution. And these are the good strategies. Only 10% strategies are there, which are good strategy and having 100% execution also. So execution means I'm talking about implementation. So what you have thought of, understand, like Dr. Priya, you are already doctorate. So just think of that the moment you were thinking about your PhD topic, probably you were willing to have some revolutionary change in the market. But the moment you completed your PhD, same thought was there, or you said namaste when the moment a thesis was submitted. Somehow I have submitted now.
No, I don't think I think I was very clear what I wanted to do. And when I submitted also, I wanted to get ahead in the same area, which is why I had taken the topic that I had selected.
Okay, good.
So yes, it was a relief to, submit your thesis and get through. But I don't think the process stopped over there. I think that actually kick-started ab kya? What is the next thing that I need to do after doing this?
So luckily, you are one amongst the 10%. But unfortunately, most of the time, I had personal interaction with so many people. When even I myself, when I'm taking the topic initially, I'm having lots of things to do. But the moment I started doing the things, I start compromising. And somehow my purpose is to get my PhD. Same thing is in the business also. When we are starting a business, we have multiple thoughts. But the moment we are narrowing down or we go for the implementation part, probably social motive is or orientation is reduced and we are more profit oriented. So then we start thinking about earning money from first day. And though I know that probably money will not come, and especially when I'm talking about the startups, really profitability is a big challenge. You name any of the startup, Paytm. Do you know when Paytm will be converted into a profit-making organization? No idea. Almost after the establishment of 7 to 8 years, still Paytm has never incurred any kind of profit. Oyo rooms already we have seen. I'm talking about these successful startups which were having innovative process. Ola I'm talking about is still not able to get the profit. All .com companies barring Amazon, all companies are in losses. So still we are not sure exactly when the profit will come. So can we continue to do the things even without profitability? And that is the reason why we are always having the thread. Like you all might be knowing, just almost a week back, Paytm was debarred from Google for 4 or 5 hours. And Paytm was in trouble all of a sudden. And somehow they sorted out the things very soon, quickly on the same day, and issues were resolved and their business is going on. So that is something that I need to understand that the moment I'm developing any idea, any thought, any product concept, and the moment I'm implementing the same, probably lots of factors will come which will be affecting your choices, your thoughts. So I need to understand when I'm talking about this innovation process. So how the innovation process should start with. So the moment you are talking about any of the business idea, is it related to some problem? If yes, you should go ahead. But if your idea is not related to any kind of problem in the market, then how will you go ahead with the same idea? Even it could be related to your sales, could be better. So you want to improvise your sales, so you have a different kind of plan. So your old plan, your old strategies are not working. So you are coming out with some very innovative thought. Products could be better. So like someone, Urvashi was talking rightly. So probably quality aspect or product aspect could have been changed. So what we are offering is not of good quality. And now what I'm designing, that is of better quality. Then process could be more efficient. The process of doing the things, developing the product or services could have been enhanced or could have been better, or you can reduce the cost of the things of the product. So the cost at which product is available at present and the cost at which your product will be available in future. If there is a remarkable difference, you have right kind of idea, which is innovative. So now all those, because you all are sitting right now, so you might be having some kind of idea for sure. So I just want to know which problem you are addressing through your idea. So just mention the problem in chat box. All those, because definitely I know that today's youth is full of ideas. सुबह से लेकर रात तक लाखों रुपए का नुकसान हो जाता है क्योंकि हम सुबह आइडिया जनरेट करते हैं, शाम को आइडिया खत्म हो जाता है विदाउट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. So I'm just talking about the same idea. Whatever idea comes to your mind, or if you're working on some idea right now, like I got on some of your budding entrepreneur, or if someone is already the entrepreneur. So I would like to know what is the problem area which you want to address. So just write down in chat box. I think there is some problem in this chat box function.
Yes, sir.
Because it comes very late on later stage. So right now I'm not able to visualize anything. Yeah, so can I have so just 2-3 students quickly?
Yes, sir. First is the digital education.
Digital education. Okay, Rahul, so this, you are working on that idea?
No, sir. It's from our participant Aparna only.
So yeah, Aparna. So I would like to listen from Aparna. Yes, Aparna. Can you please unmute yourself? So Aparna, just tell me what.
Good evening, sir.
Aparna, please share your problem.
So my idea was basically I just thought of it right now. Nowadays everything is going. All the education platforms are on digital only. So the issue is that we are using the platforms like Zoom and Skype and WebEx, which are not most of them are not Indian made applications or Indian made digital platforms. So I think it can be a booming industry or a booming idea to work on.
Very good. So when this thought has come to your mind?
Yes, sir.
When this thought has come to your mind?
Sir, actually, one of my family members, he was trying to make a platform for machine learning and artificial intelligence courses. Okay. So during that time only, I thought even the school education and the college education needs a platform which is very easy and which need not be because like WebEx and all other platforms, they need to be bought from somebody else. So if something can be made in our own country, it will be better for a lot of students and even for the people in rural areas.
Okay. So if I talk about, like you are talking about, who will be your toughest competitor? So you have a problem. I'm understanding. So now my question is, who will be your toughest competitor in this business?
Sir, I think Zoom, because most of the people are using Zoom only. Even the big organizations.
Zoom as well as Google Meet also.
Yeah, as well as Google Meet also.
Because everyone is having their
even Google Meet is free to use. So yes.
Yes. So have you thought of, if you go with this model and the things which are free of cost available to the people, how will you generate revenue? Have you ever thought of?
No, sir, this is something I haven't thought of.
Now, till the time you have not worked out the profitability of your idea, will you be able to implement, or you will implement first and then you will wait for profit to come later on?
To think about the profit generation first and then.
First, ना, क्योंकि जिस भी investor के पास में आप अपना idea share करेंगे, obviously he will ask, okay, when will you be generating profit out of this? So maybe after 5 years, after 10 years, you should have a plan. So this is the reason that you are starting with the right problem, but you will not be able to proceed further. Because detailed study has not been done on this idea about the business plan, about the implementation of the thought. So probably you can develop a product because your technology wise, you may be very superior and lots of options are there in the market where you can develop this platform. But how will you implement? How will you face the competition? How will you deal with, and tomorrow, let's say Reliance Jio starts giving it. Then will you be able to face the competition from Mukesh Ambani? He can give free of cost to entire 1 year. And today you are not considering Reliance Jio, but tomorrow Reliance Jio enters and you become zero. So that is something why I was saying that why implementation becomes very difficult, because lots of factors are there in the environment which makes the impact on implementation. So life is not the same what we are thinking about. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But all of a sudden changes are there in the life and we have to cope up with the same. The people who are able to cope up successfully, they are successful, and people who fail to cope up, they are failed. So I will take one more student to discuss the same. It's good to know about your thoughts.
Sorry, ask again one more time. What you're asking?
Yeah, my question is, have you thought of any product, any service, or any innovation idea? And
yeah, there are
the problem area for this thought, that idea. So you are addressing which problem with your idea? So Rupal is talking about cyber security. So Rupal, can I have you in front of me?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Rupal. Yeah, please share me what problem you want to address with cyber security.
Yes, sir. So since like nowadays there is pandemic, so we are shifting to more of digital platforms, and we are communicating via digitally only. So the need for cybersecurity has increased to, like, there are a lot of cyber frauds that are happening nowadays, especially because every transaction or every communication that we are doing is all through like these apps. So basically the idea is actually I am working on this idea as a project for now. So it is basically like an application that would add another layer of security. So the thing is, like, we cannot make it foolproof in the field of cybersecurity, but we can make it difficult for the hacker to crack it. So an added layer of security over our communication apps would lead to that would act as another layer of security over the existing applications. And so if we are sharing our credentials or passwords, that would secure it. That's it.
Very good, Rupal. So my one question to you: who is more intelligent, these hackers or who are generating these kind of programs, softwares? They are more intelligent.
So both. I would say both, because hackers too are software developers or something. They have
what I think that you will develop something as per your brain today, and tomorrow I will make fault in the same. So who is intelligent? So today you are talking about all security, but tomorrow you get failed in providing the same security. So can you have a full proof that this cannot be decoded? If you can do that, I can understand. But if you will also consider, you are also coming as any alternative without making the difference. Do you think that any cyber security system is talking about that we don't provide safety? or we can be hacked by hackers easily? Do you think any company will say like this?
No, sir. No, sir. Actually, the thing is, I was just saying that in this field this happens, but obviously the solution I would provide, or like I would suggest, I would present, would be foolproof. I would say it would be foolproof, and it won't get decoded.
Okay.
Because like the solution would be it is basically like when we are encrypting those credentials or something, the existing solutions, what they provide is like, there is an app called Signal. So it provides another platform for communicating, an entire platform for communicating. So the user had to shift the platform. So there would be USPs that we are, there would be main points that we are providing over the existing applications, like the already existing solutions in the market. Mm-hmm. So the user don't have to shift their platform. It would be on, they could use this application like a floating widget over the existing applications. So they don't have to shift to another platform.
What you are doing out of the 4, you are having your product which is better as compared to existing.
Yes.
Okay? So now that is what we are talking about. Dr. Priya has shared one beautiful thought. She's saying that in an area where Desi product can be scaled up for export under organic, handmade bag, tags and all, fantastic idea. But problem is there that our youth is not very inclined towards the Desi products or Indian products. They are highly fascinated towards what is happening in European market or in American market. If you see that we have lots of opportunities for the things, but probably it may not be that much glamorous, but opportunity is there. So good to see that you are talking about the problem and you have taken the relevant problem. So that is good to see, both of you, that you had some relevant problem and you want to work out with the same. So now exactly the first idea or first step you have crossed. So I'm agree that you have identified a problem. So you are moving in the right direction. So now I come to second stage. Convert the problem into challenge. Now question comes, so like just now Rupal was talking about, how will you make your product better than the existing one? It is very easy to say that my product will be better than competitor. It will happen on the same platform without any additional app and all on the same application. We can have this kind of security. But really technology wise, will it be feasible to you? Are you having that kind of understanding or mindset so that you can develop all this? That I need to understand.
So that is when I answered to your previous question, that implementing the idea is difficult. Like the idea is like for my understanding, this idea is very good, but for implementing it, I need to have a lot of knowledge about cryptography and a lot of things in cybersecurity field. And being a student, like all this knowledge right now I don't have. So implementing this idea is like creating a problem, because I have to make it foolproof too, and I have to gain knowledge about the subject.
Before developing or implementing or thinking to implement the idea or developing the product, you should make knowledge first of all about the same. So the moment you have the control on knowledge part, it will be easy for you to move ahead. But if that knowledge is not there, so then again the problem comes the same. I want to reach on Mars and I want to be there within 24 hours. But how will it be done? I don't know. Recently, we've seen that Sushant Rajput was died and he has purchased the land on moon. चांद पे जमीन खरीदी थी उसने. अब समझ में नहीं आया कि वो जमीन क्यों खरीदी उसने और किसने बेचा उसको, मुझे ये भी नहीं मालूम. So probably now you try to understand. People are having deep thoughts on which they are working and they are able to make an appeal for it. Like today, when we are talking about the mobile phone or the device through which we all are interacting, I did my management in 98 and I never thought of that I will be using laptop any day. But almost after 3-4 years, because in 98, 96, I have taken the admission into my MBA program and the cost of laptop used to be around 1.7 lakh rupees. The laptop which is available to you today with 20-25,000 rupees. Understand. So that time it was a problem. Like mobile phone which you are using, when mobile phones were launched in Indian market, It used to be a 1.2 kg handset or 1.8 kg handset with height of somewhere around 9 or 10 inches, or length I will talk about, not height, length was like that. So you can understand it was so bulky, but people used to have it like a status symbol that time. And many companies like Alcatel and all these Usha companies, these were there, RPG Goenka was there, Motorola was there, but where are these companies right now? So that is again another thing which comes to our mind, that really the problem which we are addressing in the market, can we take it as a challenge? You all will be knowing about one company, that is BPL. This was the company which was #1 in Indian market in 2000. It was having almost 35% market share in electronic goods. But by 2005-2006, this company was wound up and no more existing in Indian market. Problem was the same, that they were finding that there is a problem in the market. They were working in the same, but they were not able to make any kind of challenge to their existing product. So what they were doing, they were continuing with their old products, and then Samsung and LG have come into market and they started pitching their product, and just within the span of 2 to 3 years, they have outdated BPL, then Videocon, Crown, Beltec. These are the companies probably which you might have never listened also, but these used to be the market leader. You all will be knowing Fortune 500 companies. Any idea that in 1957, there was a list of Fortune 500 companies. From 1957 to 2015, how many companies would have been left in Fortune 500 out of those 500 companies in 1957?
Don't have the right count, but almost 90%.
So you were saying 90% companies would have been there still?
No, left. They couldn't innovate. They couldn't keep up with the market.
So it means 50 you are talking about. Okay, almost we had 57 companies only in 2015. So what happened to those companies? Why they were out of Fortune 500? The reason was the same. They were knowing the problem, but they were not able to thought of any particular kind of a product which is matching to the challenge in the market. So this becomes another important part in your innovation process, that how do you convert the problem into challenge? Problem hai. So like I was talking about Rupal, she's having very beautiful idea. We all need it. Our digital transactions are becoming more and more every day. So we want more security. But exactly who will give me? How to trust on a person? How will you ensure that no fraud will take place? I don't know. But everyone is looking for this kind of a security, that is for sure. So now she has a problem, but the challenge she's finding that how to convert this problem into a challenge. So how to ensure the development of a product? That is the real challenge. So what has happened? My idea has been started, but if I'm not able to cross the second step, can I implement my idea? Yes, Rupal. If I'm not able to cross the second step, will you be able to implement your idea?
No, sir. Actually, yeah, this is the current stage. Like, I am facing a challenge and I'm like, working on it to cross this step.
Good. So now you understood very well that till the time that thought will not come, nothing will happen. So probably you may invest the money from your father's pocket, from your pocket, but ultimately till the time your product will not be ready, you cannot get the success. So you need to have deep understanding of that product development. Now, third thing comes, challenge the colleagues to suggest creative solutions. So like all those who have discussed with me right now, whatever thought you are having, do you discuss these thoughts with your colleagues, with some experts? Yes or no? Yes. Or it is top secret. You don't want to discuss with anyone. Nimesh, will you tell, do you have any kind of idea which you have discussed with your colleagues, with your friends, in order to have a better solution so that you can move ahead?
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do. Once you have an idea, you need to talk to the right people in the market who are closer to the possibly the customers, and that's a way to go. And just not one people, maybe just not one demography, maybe a couple of more demographies, so that you can test your ideas where what problem you think from your place. Is there a real problem, or this is what you're thinking is a perception? So need to differentiate the perception and the reality.
So like most of you are students of certain programs, so you're learning the things. So I would like to know from all of you, whenever you are having any kind of idea, you discuss this idea with whom? Or you have discussed your idea with whom actually? I would like to know the person. Don't name, but you can tell exactly the profile of the person. Okay, I discussed, this was my idea and discussed with Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so.
I will leave it for students. I'm not a student of the university, what most of the people are.
Yeah.
But I'm an investor, but I do have my own community of investment community. And I do discuss with them. We have several people in our community.
Great. But Nilesh, I just want to know one thing from you. Have you seen that how many students are coming to you to take your expertise?
Generally, they come for funds only, not for the opinion.
Now,
so they are just.
So now you're understanding what I want to say actually.
Correct. Without their, the trust is that they have their own trust, and nothing wrong in having that trust that their ideas are good. That's a good starting point. But testing is the gap. I think one need to really test what they think is reality or not.
Just try to understand. Here, I would Nilesh is absolutely correct, and this is my summation to all the students, particularly. Why a company is not appointing CEO in the organization to a fresher? Can it not be done that a company is hiring a graduate from IIM or IIT and immediately he has been appointed as a CEO of the company? It can be done. There's no problem. But why company is not doing like this? So can I get the answer from anyone? Yes, Charu. Yeah, Charu, will you say something? Why companies are not recruiting the freshers to the post of CEO?
Hello, sir. Actually, why companies recruit from IIT or IIM? Actually, because of the these colleges have made over a period of time, and mostly CEO should have an overall exposure to things than having a particular domain person. So that's why I think.
Correct, Charu. So this is the thing which I want to say. So you all are freshers. So you have some idea. You're working on your idea. But how will you get experience and exposure of your idea? Till the time you will not discuss it with the right people, and you will not be able to get creative solutions from the people. This is when, like, I was talking to Nilesh, and he said rightly that people come, they talk about funding, but they don't discuss too much about the idea because you are not ready to take the expertise which he is having. And when he is an experienced professional, so of course he has certain domain, you should always learn. So this is generally what happens, what I have observed, because I am also in a private institution. So what I have observed, generally people go to their teachers or to their family members. But my question to all of you, do your teachers and family members have experience of doing the business? Yes or no? Do your family members and teachers have the experience of doing the business? And if no, then should I discuss, am I discussing with the right person? Yes, Priya Nair, can you tell me? Should I discuss my idea with those people who don't have any experience of dealing with the problem or dealing with the idea? Yes, Priya. I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Priya, please tell me.
Sir, I have very mixed reactions to that question. One is because we are faculty members and probably because we have degrees in business management.
Just one thing, because here it was showing only the Priya Nair, so I thought some student is there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I'll cut off. I'll cut off, sir.
Yeah. So please, definitely, I would like to have some student who's discussing this, because you're already faculty, so probably you're more orientations towards the job. But I'm particularly talking about the student who's willing to be in some startup or business. So exactly with whom you share all this. So yes, anyone? Sachi Arora. Yes, Sachi, will you please tell me, have you ever discussed any of the thought with the right person? Sachi Arora, will you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me. So, do you have any kind of business idea with you?
I'm not getting your voice.
My question is, do you have any business idea in your mind?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do have.
So my question is, have you discussed it with any of the faculty?
Not yet, sir.
No. So have you discussed this idea with anyone else who is outside to your institution?
Yes, sir. I have discussed it with one of my friends, and yes, the idea is worth, I guess.
So what the friend has said about your idea?
Sorry?
What was the remark of friend for your idea? What he said?
Sir, I have got a very good feedback that if we execute it, we might get a very good result.
So can you tell me what was the reason of your friend to say it is a very good idea?
Yes, sir.
What is the reason that your friend has said that it is a very good idea? So just tell me 3 points.
Okay. So first of all, he said that it is a new one, and yes, it has a lot of target market.
Okay.
A huge market, we can say. And third one is this is not a product; it's a kind of service we will give it. Right. So it will. I guess we will have a very short investment, so that something like this he acknowledged me.
Your friend is having some experience of the same idea which you are talking?
Yes, basically when I have searched upon, it has a kind of, it's similar भी बहुत कुछ था.
So okay, so if this kind of experience is there with the friend about which you are talking about, then you are doing the right job. But if the friend doesn't have the experience, and that happens with most of us, like I was saying, as a student, I go to my faculty first, who's not having any kind of background information. Even he or she is not aware about the sector in which you want to work. But you are
sir, basically, he is having his own company, and he started at the age of 20.
Great. So then you have
so he's a good inspiration for me, and
good. So then this is the way how you have to select the people who can give you the right kind of guidance. But if you're discussing it with the people who is just simply worried about 9 to 5 kind of a job, then probably you're wasting your resources, your time. Because entrepreneurship is not a 9 to 5 job. Do you think so? It is a 9 to 5
yes, sir. That's what I was afraid of, to 9 to 5 job.
So how many of you feel that entrepreneurship is also a 9 to 5 job?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get.
No one is thinking like this? Good.
Maybe I don't.
All those people who are highly concerned about 9 to 5, I have to work only 9 to 5. These kind of people should never think about entrepreneurship. But the people who are ready to work for 24 hours in a day, irrespective of time, whether it is AM or PM, entrepreneurship could be a right choice for those kind of people. Then collaborative idea generation. So once you have got taken the experience from your experts, so now you have enough knowledge. So Rupal, same idea I'm talking about, cyber security. You go to expert. You are the big shot in the cyber security field, not a small player. Like I'm a fresher, I'm just working on this cyber security for last 1 year, 2 years. No, don't go to these kind of people. Go to those people who are handling this project at large level, get their time, and they will be the right people to guide you. So what happens once you are having interaction with so many people, automatically collaborative idea generation exercise starts happening. And now your fruitful idea is coming into existence. So this is the real idea. Otherwise, you will start with 10 ideas initially, and probably after the discussion with for a month, no idea is existing now. Why? Because when you had the collaboration, when you started talking to the experts, you identified that the idea which I am thinking of cannot be implemented or is not having any relevance in the market. So how do we go for collaborative idea generation? We have to go with certain activities, basic activities, what we normally don't do. Brainstorming activity. You all are aware about the brainstorming, but my question to all of you, have you ever been the part of brainstorming session? Yes. Have you ever been the part of brainstorming session related to your idea? Yes or no? Soumya 084. Will you please tell me, have you ever been the part of brainstorming activity for idea generation? Yes,
Sir, not actually. I have participated in some of the group discussions.
Okay.
About how will we go about some
activity. So brainstorming has not been done. Okay, no problem. Sahul, will you please tell me, have you ever participated in brainstorming activity? So here we are exchanging our brain, our thoughts, our knowledge, our ideas without looking into the outcome. Outcome will come later on, but first of all, we should have exchange of the thought, exchange of the brain. So Sahul, have you ever been part of any such kind of brainstorming?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. So I hope we will talk next time. That time you will be telling me, sir, I have already done my brainstorming a lot. Okay. Next. Okay. So a team may be assigned to devise and develop the ideas. Probably like in organization we do. There are the people who are creative heads or who are simply working for the new ideas, because no company can survive without new ideas. Like we talk about Google today. What Google was 12 years back and what Google is today, there is a hell of the difference. So that is what I need to understand, that a team of expert creative people who have a great amount of knowledge should always be part of your idea. Maybe I'm very good in doing something. Like when we talk about Bill Gates. So Bill Gates is related to which organization?
Microsoft.
Microsoft. So is really the Bill Gates is the brain in development of Microsoft, and he's the brain in development of business.
He's a good coder also, and he had a good friend who is better coder.
So Nilesh, you're absolutely right. But I just tell you, I was reading some of the things about him, about his life, and his major contribution was in business generation.
Yeah, business plan.
The idea was developed, conceived by his roommate. So just those people were able to generate the idea, but they were not able to take it to the market. So he said, okay, you do one thing, you generate the ideas, you develop the Microsoft, and I will ensure its approach or appeal in market. So I will just make sure how the business will be done. And we have seen that we don't know those two partners who were his roommate, but we all know only Bill Gates. The person really who's bringing the idea on real ground, generating the business, generating revenue, is always the having upper hand. In collaborative environment, in which people can work together to develop ideas. I want to share something with you. Do I have the freedom of sharing? When you are working as a startup, so you are very few number of people in the organization. Is there everyone having the freedom of sharing their thoughts? So like I tell you that in one startup, I'm the eldest one. But even those people who are at the age of 23, 24, even my students are having more age compared to them. So those students who are, where I'm the mentor, even they call me Mr. Sharma. And we have that kind of a team bonding where age doesn't matter. So that is the collaborative environment where I'm talking about, where people are free to share their opinion, share their thoughts. So you will be judged on the basis of your knowledge or your contribution, not because of your age. That is the collaborative environment. Otherwise, what happens? I'm your teacher. I'm coming in front of you. Many of you will not be saying anything because my teacher is standing in front of you. No, right now I'm not a teacher. I'm a mentor. I'm the person like you only. So here we are together to have some collaboration and develop something common. No criticism, discussion of ideas. So we are not here to criticize each other. We are here to learn. Probably the idea which you are having is a certain lacunas. So the moment you have this collaborative idea generation exercise, those lacunas will be removed and you will be full of strength and positivity in your ideas. So this is why it is very important for you to go with collaborative idea generation. So right now I have discussed about 4 steps. One is begin with the problem. Second, turn the problem into challenge. Third, I discussed about challenge the colleagues to suggest creative solutions so that you get more enhanced in terms of the knowledge. And in that, you have to identify the right people. I was talking about collaborative idea generation. Lots of people think that idea generation is the most important element of. What do you say? Yes or no? Just write in chat box. Lots of people think that idea generation is the most important element of the innovation process. Yes or no? So Leisha said yes. Just see, experience makes the man perfect. So he's quick enough. So Rupal, yes, I have had brainstorming session in my college, and that is really helpful to think a lot of stuff in this small amount of time. Very good. Because understand, if let's say 5 people or 10 people are part of that, means you're getting the knowledge of 10 people there. So now Nemesh, Ishita, they are saying no. So lots of people think that idea generation is the most important element of the innovation process. So like some of you have said no. So my question is, if you don't have idea, what will you implement? So not really each individual has ideas, but very few take it forward and even fewer bring their ideas to implementation of fruitful outcome. Okay. So I'm agreed with Dr. Priya, but if idea will not be there, can you think ahead? Because execution is also possible only once you have some strong idea. But if your idea is not strong, how will you make execution of the same? So this is why it is important to have a brainy idea where you really find out that lots of worth is there for the society. And no idea is successful if it is not having any kind of social appeal, if it is not going to have any kind of betterment for the society. So that you have to understand. So this is why I said that lots of people think that idea generation is the most important element of innovation process. That is true. Because once you have a right idea, only then you can proceed further. But if you don't have right idea, but you have 100% execution, but your idea is poor, will you get success? Your idea is not good. It is useless idea or not having any worth, but you implement. Will you get success? No. So this is why it is considered that really idea needs to be relevant and it is one important element. Because without any idea generation, you cannot proceed further into your innovation. So fifth is the combine and evaluate ideas. So now you have lots of brainstorming and continuous interaction with different people. So now you have knowing exactly, so you understand what is the outcome of my idea then. Because finally it is you who has to decide whether I will go with the idea or I will not go with the idea. So for that, whatever the discussion has taken place, now you make the evaluation of the same. So like Rupal was talking about, so when you discussed, it is very good. So now whatever the outcome has been generated as a discussion, now complete your idea and then move further. So when we're talking about developing the ideas, your idea will be resulting into a new product. So definitely if you're today, your idea is there. Of course, product will not be there, but I want prototyping. It should be available in front of me as a prototype. So let's say I'm the investor. So Nilesh, I'm coming to you. So now if some student comes to you and they said, sir, I have a plan, but I have nothing to show to you, but I want money from you. Will you give money?
Surely no.
No, but when I'm able to show you a virtual model of my product, its functioning, its effectiveness, I think your confidence will be better. I don't know whether you will give money or not, but at least your understanding of the product will be better.
Yes, true.
So now understand the same to all the participants. Whenever you have any product idea, so make a prototype of the same so that a visual display of the product and its function could have been made. Then process efficiency ideas model. So definitely when I'm talking about the process efficiency, what is process efficiency? So suppose you're developing a product, particular product, and your product is going to cost 1,000 rupees, for example, because you are having the process ABC. But I have generated process XYZ, and through this, cost of the product has been reduced to 500 rupees. This is process efficiency ideas. So now in a model form, which activity will take place at what time? Like you are knowing about this PERT and CPM, project evaluation review technique and critical path method, in which you identify all the activities of the process, and then you make the sequencing of these activities. That has to be part of your process efficiency idea in a model form. So which activity will take first, then what is the next step, then what is the next step, and how my process gets over. So like someone was talking about some service idea. So of course, when you're talking about the service, in service, you don't have any kind of product to be shown. So prototyping won't be possible. But for services, you can have the model in which I will be ensuring what I am going to have out of this process. And then of course, what is the most important aspect for any of the business? Money, business, so marketing ideas. Evaluate in consumer surveys. So just understand, right now what you are talking about, that is what you are thinking. But what is the thinking of your customer? So like Rupal was talking about cyber security. And earlier also we had a discussion of one or two ideas. So my question is, have you ever interacted with the consumer actually who is facing the problem related to your product? Yeah, have you discussed?
Yes, sir.
So can you share your experience? What was your discussion and
yes, sir.
What knowledge you have got, Rupal, from the customer?
Basically, like to move further with the idea, we thought, like I have a team, so we thought of doing a survey for that, so that we could know like whether the actual customer we are targeting is do they want this solution, or whether they want additional features to this solution or something like that. So we created a form and like we did a survey for that. So there were responses like, obviously there is a need for cyber security. We do need an additional layer of security over our apps. We do need that, and it would be more like, we got suggestions like it would be more efficient if we could encrypt images, documents as well. So there were very enlightening like suggestions that we got from the survey that we did. And moreover, talking about, like you said, we need to talk to the experts too in the field. So we the basic customer audience, like the audience that we are targeting would be the journalists, basically the journalists or the lawyers. They need to share information that is very secretive, like that is something that isn't, shouldn't be leaked. So they they gave a positive response that obviously if you are able to implement it properly, then this is something that would be needed in the market.
Good. So now, Rupal, once you got the positive response from your customer, so I think you were very assured about your idea, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So I just share one small example that why getting market insight is very important. You all might have seen a movie of Salman Khan and Bhagyashree. So there is no prize, but I want to know which was the movie. Yes. Which was the first movie of Salman Khan and Bhagyashree together? आप लोगों ने मूवी नहीं देखी?
It was मैंने प्यार किया.
Of course, ma'am. Actually, आपकर हमारे time के नहीं. This is why we are knowing, but these people are not knowing. But they all are liking Salman Khan. But you don't know his first movie as a hero. So it was मैंने प्यार किया, and movie was developed with a huge budget of somewhere around 80 lakhs of rupees in 1989, and the distribution cost was somewhere around, movie was prepared within 50 lakh rupees and distribution cost was somewhere around 80 lakhs of rupees. So if a movie is going to be a failure with all new actors and TV actors, then Rashi Production is having their own distribution also. So they would have been in the huge loss. So now already a movie is ready, their idea is ready, their product is ready, but they want to get market insight before launching it. So what they do, that they have gone for the matinee shows in Mumbai. So there used to be a matinee show like family shows, which used to be 6 to 9. So if today I ask you to go and watch a movie of a new actor, which is very unknown, probably you will not be ready to spend the money, or you will not be ready to buy the tickets. Same thing was in 1989 also. That time I was in 8th class. So you can understand how old I am. So, but he was our heartthrob because Salman was Salman. So people were not ready. So one offer was given to all the people who have come for, so what these Rashi people have done. So they have purchased the all tickets for a show. And they invited people free of cost. Okay, we will show you a movie. And if you don't like the movie, after 15 minutes, you can leave and you will not to pay anything. This will be free of cost. So they have gone with a matinee show. So they've seen that people have responded very positive. Their confidence was high, and continuously for 10 days, because that time we were not having the social media. Piracy issue was not there. So what has happened, they got positive response from all the shows in 15 days to different locations. So they were assured that my movie is going to be a blockbuster. So ultimately, movies total expense was somewhere on 1.2 or 1.3 crores of rupees. And the revenue generation was somewhere around 7 crores of rupees in 2000 I'm talking about. In 1989 I'm talking about. So you can understand that what was the profitability to the organization, crores of rupees. So that is the something how you are linking your product, how you are getting the insight about your product through consumer surveys. Many times it happens with the technocrats that you are very good into developing the technology and all, but you are not very much confident in interacting with the customer, and there you get failed, or you are not able to get the right kind of insight. So you need to have that insight, or you get some people from management also who are understanding the consumer insight and give you the right feedback about your product. So once you get the positive feedback, thought about your product, your idea is perfect. Now you should not wait, go and implement your idea. So series of milestones will be there. So what you want to achieve within a month, what you want to achieve within 3 months time, what you want to achieve within a year's time, what you want to achieve in next 2 years, and then in next 5 years. You should have all planning. But like I have told you, I'm working with 3 startups. Out of that, 2 startups were very much prepared for the future, but 1 startup was there which was just working for a month. So they were knowing what we have to do in this month, but they were not aware what we need to do in next month. So can you have a short-term approach for implementing idea? You're having a business, you're having the innovation implementation for short term or long term. Yes. When you're implementing any of the idea, but Dr. Priya, I'm also very much fond of knowing about the movies and all. So Vipin has said that it is long term. So I should know the long term milestones also, long term outcome also. That is what we need to work out as an implementer. So like when I was talking about that cyber security, so problem was there that we are not ready with the future because we have not seen what kind of competition we'll be finding from our competitors. You are not the only one who will be working on this idea. So how will you make something unique which cannot be copied by others? So your idea remains unique. Jab tak aapka idea unique hai, you will be having the continuous business, but the moment your idea has been copied or decoded, so other people are coming out with some better idea, you will find out that they will be getting more gain in the market. So you launch your project, minimize the negative consequences. So that is the control. So this is why I was talking about the PERT CPM kind of a thing, Gantt chart and all this. Reinvest in promising new ideas. So probably when you're implementing, so I told you the chances of failure are also very high. Or maybe in order to make your idea work better, perform better in future, you need to reinvest also. So this is where like you might be finding that we have the angel funding and it is given in multiple rounds. So there is a particular success parameter which has been decided in every phase. So like Nilesh is already there. So probably let's say Nilesh, I'm coming to you and my expectation is 50 crores of rupees from you. And I want this 50 crore rupees in 2 years time or 3 years time. So would you like to check some kind of business performance over a period of time? Yes or no? Before releasing the second installment.
Of course, yeah. A lot of things need to check, especially on the cash flow, burn rate, returns, market capture, a lot of things. And first of all, the question on how you evaluated your cost of the startup. That's the starting point.
Good. So let's say you observed it, what commitment I have made you at the time of first round of funding. These commitments have not been fulfilled still. So I'm not performing as per the expectation. Will you be ready to fund me in second round?
Probably not.
No. So just understand this is the response of a financer. So this is where it becomes very important for you that how you're controlling your implementation part. So this is where reinvest in promising new ideas. So like if I talk about Oyo Rooms. Oyo Room is in trouble right now. But again, he is ready to reinvest. The company which was having the market cap of $10 billion worldwide, all of a sudden during lockdown, you've understood that what has happened to their business. Almost 70% people are out of Oyo now. But again, he's going with other dimensions. He's going for different kind of tourism sector now, planning to be different. What he was not doing earlier, because the situations have been changed. So definitely your idea should also be changed, but core business remains the same, but with some different thought. So this is where you have to implement your ideas, and we understand that our innovation process gets completed when I'm having these stages, and chances of success are high. So high operating cost environment. So like we know that some businesses are there where the cost of operation is very low, and in some sectors cost of operation is very high. So where the operating cost is high, there the chances of innovation and effectiveness is also high. And where the operating cost is very low, so your margin is also very low, imitation will take place. Copy and paste kind of products will be more into the market. So the idea which you want to develop or which you are generating, just understand it is dealing in the high operating cost environment or it is dealing into low operating cost environment. Have you ever thought of? Ria Suntwal, will you please tell me any idea which is in your brain? It is related to high operating cost environment or low operating cost environment? Rishika, will you say something? Shrishti, or even you can just write down in chat box also if someone is having some network issue.
Is it something, I know the standard answer is to be always on low operating cost environment, but the thing is, I think it should be scalable as well. It should be able to sustain in all kinds of weather. That's my view.
Of course, so understand, like you are the finance, so I just want to know one thing from you, where you want to put your money, where marginal profitability is low or where marginal profitability is high?
Should be high, why not?
High. So now that you need to understand, in low operating cost environment, so where the operation cost is very low, do you think that high margin will come?
Potentially, yes.
No, it will be low actually. Because market itself is very much sensitive towards the price. Only low cost products are going to be part of low operating cost environment.
In the current time like this, yeah, understand.
And when I'm talking about high operating cost, it means market is not very sensitive towards the price. They're very much sensitive towards the offer and quality aspect.
Okay, that is what you mean. Okay, yeah. Now I got it. Yeah. Okay.
So now you will understand that probably you are looking for margins. So like I was talking about Paytm, the company which is not having any kind of profit model at present. But in future, they have ensured something that really it will be there. Gradually, like we talk about Airtel. Recently, they had the Airtel Money. Is it a bank?
No, it's a wallet.
Is it a bank?
It's a wallet kind of thing.
So wallet kind, but understand your money. So like when you have gone for your FASTag through Airtel, and they are saying that 350 rupees or 300 rupees or 150 rupees will always be there as a minimum balance. It means, let's say, suppose if there are 2 crore subscribers for Airtel, and everyone is depositing 150 rupees. It means 300 crore rupees is going to be in the pocket of Airtel. Will they pay any interest to you on this 150 rupees? No. Very innovative idea. So government has given one chance and they have grabbed the opportunity. And this 300 crore rupees and as many as customers will be increased. Of course, this will be going further. But now you've understood, like Paytm, when we are talking about whatever the amount, suppose today you have 3,000 rupees in your Paytm account and you have transferred 2,500 rupees to someone. Is still 500 rupees is left with the company, yes or no? And there are millions of customers like this every day who are having, let's say, even 100 of rupees. So it means without earning, even companies always holding these millions of rupees. Billions of rupees. So that is the something, that innovative model when I'm talking about, you have to think about. So now what is happening that we are focused about the future aspects. So we need not to imitate, we need to be innovative, we need to be different from others. But if I'm imitating, I'm copying someone, will I be sustainable? Of course not. This is why we are talking about the sustainable strategies for the startups today. So it is not for those startups who are copying the business of others. It is only for those startups which are having something original. So basically, we talk about 3 types of innovations. One is the product innovation. You all know it very well, process innovation. I will just give 2-3 minutes on the business model innovation. So when I'm talking about the business model, so I just talked about Ola and Uber. Can you tell me what is the difference between Ola and Uber, or both are having the same kind of business model? Yes, what do you feel? Ola and Uber. In India, Ola and Uber both are finding the problem, but in USA where they're having a major chunk of business, Uber I'm talking about, because Ola is just a few months back, they have introduced their offering. They are in the launching phase in US market, but Uber is a big player. And they never had any problem of drivers or payment, something like that in USA. But in India, just after their introduction, after 1 or 2 years time, like you will knowing in 2016, December, all over the country, Ola, Uber drivers were on strike. So what is the difference in this business model? Any idea to anyone?
See, initially, I think they were paying very high commission to the drivers.
Okay.
And they were basically incurring loss and they were trying to build up the customer base. But subsequently, I think once their business grew up, then they started reducing the discount, and the drivers, they did not find it profitable to be associated with them.
Okay. Okay, good. Any other idea? What was really the problem? What is the problem with business in India? And still even today also drivers are complaining.
Another was that they were not owning the cars, or the fleet was not being owned by them. So they were just depending on drivers to own the car and then drive it. So subsequently, I think they went for their own cars also, their own fleet.
Because in this kind of concept, companies not going to buy any of the vehicle. So understand, I tell you just what is the basic difference. This concept was based on part-time work. So in America, lots of students, lots of working class people are looking for some part-time opportunity. So the all Uber driver, they are part-time workers. So they don't work for a particular kind of monthly salary or monthly revenue. They just work for some amount as per their need. And the moment they earn the amount, job gets over. So probably they're driving just for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But in India, Ola and Uber driver, they are working part-time or full-time?
Full-time.
Full-time. So now you're finding my business model is changing in India, yes or no?
Yes.
And which is not the base of my business. In India also, they were having the same thought. So still you might have seen that, even you were surprised to know once I was coming from Delhi airport to Ghaziabad, and the person who was driving the car, he was a medical student, MBBS student. So he was doing it just for part-time because he was having some monthly expenses, which he was finding that I don't think that I should take it from my parents. So he was driving the car just 2 hours in morning and 2 hours in evening. So in morning it is, he was saying it is 6 to 8, and then evening it is 8 to 10. So only 4 hours he is driving. Good. So he was never having the problem. But the people who are doing this full-time job, actually Ola or Uber is not a model for full-time job. Now you're changing the basics of your idea. Yes or no? When you have full-time employment to the driver in Ola and Uber in India, so are you changing your basic model, business model, yes or no?
Yes.
So now once it has been changed, then of course problem is bound to be there. So that is a distortion in idea. So that is what I need to understand, that when I'm talking about the business model, I should understand the basics of my business, and it is more related to my marketing aspects. So identify the market segments and define the customer, who is your customer and who will be helping you in this market. Articulate the value of proposed offering. So what do you understand by value? Just tell me, how do you identify or define the value? Yes. How do you define the value? So like we said, this product is having very high value. So as a customer, what do you think of value?
So it is meeting the requirement of the customer.
Free of cost or with some cost?
Yes.
Tanisha Thaplia, what do you understand by value? And after this, Shrishti should be ready. Shrishti Tyagi. Yes, Tanisha, please tell me, what do you understand by value? Yes, Tanisha, I'm talking to you. Shrishti, you can also unmute yourself and tell me what do you understand by value. Today, Rahul will also learn that who all are present even after login and who all are absent. Vidhi, will you please tell me?
Yeah, okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Vidhi. Will you please tell me what do you understand by value?
Yes, sir. Actually, I got a call from VK Roda, sir.
Okay. No problem. But I was not asking to you anything. I was just talking to some of the participants. So I'm finding they are not unmuting themselves. So probably, I don't know whether there's some technical issue or mental block is there. So Vidhi, will you please tell me, or I will go back to Easter.
So value is based on like the need of the product and how much the demand is there.
Okay.
Like if it's like I'm talking about a product and if we are talking about products that like a mask, so there's a lot of demand right now and it's very important for you. So it's valued. Like, I mean, people are willing to pay thousands of rupees if they don't get a mask. But if there are like other things that are not so like important to our needs right now, so there's no value to that.
Yeah,
so it might as well maybe free.
Okay, partly you are correct. Yes, anyone else who would like to say something about the value concept? But this is something what you need to understand as an innovation. What value you are offering? If you have some innovation, but it has no value to the customer, your innovation will be failed. It has no meaning to the customer. So how will you assess the value from the customer point of view? Renu Kashyap, will you say something? No? Yeah, Urvashi, I will come back to you once again. So how do you perceive value? Benefit over cost. Absolutely correct, ma'am. So now try to understand if something is available free of cost, really, do you have value of it? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir. अब आपके घर में पानी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट आता है, तो आप जितना भी पानी यूज करते हैं एक दिन में, अगर यही पानी 5 रुपए लीटर के हिसाब से डेली आपको मिलने लगे, तो पानी का कंजम्पशन कम हो जाएगा या उतना ही रहेगा? कम हो जाएगा, because now you are paying some cost to get the benefit. So in innovation also always make sure that you should have a right cost for right amount of benefit. So simply value means what benefits I'm getting as a customer against the payment which I will pay for the product. Okay. So three questions are very important in order to ensure the success of your innovation. Why, how, what? Why are you developing this innovation? So already that I have answered in my second step. In my first and second step, when you are addressing the problem. How will you be implementing it? So how this idea or innovation will reach to customer? If I fail in generating this how, or I'm not able to answer the how, I will be failed. I will be having excellent product or service, but how has not been tackled properly, so I get failed. So companies are very much interested that how will you take it to customer and how will you get money out of the pocket from the customer. If you are able to do this, I don't have any problem in investing my money in your company, in your project. But if you fail to do this, you will not be able to influence or convince your investors. So Nilesh, I hope I'm right. If I don't tell you the mechanism, how I will be getting money from the customer and why customer will pay for it, I think you will never put your money in my project.
Yeah, that's the business model I was talking about. That's the cash flow I was talking about.
Yeah. And then what? What do you want to offer? So now here I'm talking about a product or service which has come as an innovation, and how will you make how this product will make the difference over to others. So this is something what we discussed about the innovation part. Now I will be just talking, because hardly I have 20 minutes. So just for 10 minutes, I will be talking about the strategy sustainability. And then I would like to have a few questions for, of course, whatever the doubts or discussion you are having. So startup strategies for sustainability. So I just want to understand, first of all, from you, that why our strategies get failed in startup. Why failure are more in terms of strategies? When I'm talking particularly about the startups. So already I have shared some facts that 84 startups, 4% startups are closed within 3 months only. So why is it so? Why are not they sustainable? And you are surprised to know that India is having second rank in the world in terms of startups. So future is really bright, but still the implementation part or success part is not very high. So my question is, why our strategies in startup are not sustainable? So would you like to share your opinion? Shreya. Yeah, please.
Let students answer those. I have my own knowledge or kind of observations.
So definitely I will come to you, Nilesh. But before that, I would like to have some words from two students. One is Shreya and second is Arushi. Yes, Shreya, will you please unmute yourself? I hope you are not getting bored in this discussion. Yes, my students. Yes, Shreya, Arushi. This is something which is very important, that as being an entrepreneur, you need to be open in expressing your thoughts. Till the time you can't express, you cannot be entrepreneur also. Yes, Nilesh, I will come back to you. And then Dr. Priya, I would like to know from you, why startup strategies are not sustainable? Yeah, Nilesh, please, you can.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I think because like the new startups, like ourselves, like we being students, if we are thinking, so we think of short-term, we have short-term plans. We don't analyze the market as in for the next 2 years or next 3 years, how the market would be, or like we are not very much focused on the market, but the technical aspect first.
Okay, good.
That's what I think.
Good. Yes, anyone else?
So I think a lot of people don't realize that innovation is not a one-time activity. It is something which needs to be constantly maintained, or, it has to be an ongoing affair.
Of course. So this is why I shared the example of companies like Videocon and Crown and this BPL and all, Onida, that these companies used to be market leader, but today these companies don't survive. Companies in 1957, Fortune 500, now 443 companies, 441 companies were out of the list by 2015. So that is something what you need to understand with respect to future. So I have few of my observations. First of all, make yourself mentally strong. Because what happens the moment I'm seeing the entrepreneurship or startup from outside. So I feel very lucrative, very much promising. But the moment I enter, I tell you, there will be the incidences when you will think I should quit. And probably that is the only one step difference between you and success. I just shared one example of one of the startup, that is Kick Stake, QIK Stake. Jasveer Singh was my student, and you can just check it. He was one in, I think it was in 2018. He was in the list of Forbes top 30 under 30. And in the same list, Saina Nehwal, Deepika Padukone, they were also featuring in India. So you can understand what kind of impact he has created in the entrepreneurship. So what has happened that I tell you that because of his entrepreneurial thought, he get failed into 4 subjects. But he was mentally tough. He did the things. He started almost 4 or 5 ventures before getting success into Kickstay. And today he has already made 2 or 3 rounds of angel funding. He's having a strong team of IITians and IIMs and MDI people in his organization as a co-founder. So today he's having a team of somewhere around 120 people. And already this startup is in existence for last 4 years. It was established in June 2015. So understand that is the toughness which is required, because you will find the challenges. But I was talking about the toughness. So one day I was working in Pune, and this person is very close to me. So basically I was the marketing mentor for them also to certain time period. For last 2 years I quit because I invested my knowledge, my amount of time into different startups. So a time was there when he asked for just 20,000 rupees to me because he was supposed to make a payment and he was not having that money with him. Though he was having a second-hand Mercedes that time with him. I'm talking in 2016. That is also the toughness. There will be a time when you will not be having money even for your food, but you have to fulfill the need of your people who are working with you. The people who are working on the salary. Okay, you have a passion for entrepreneurship, but the people who are working as an employee in your organization, they don't have any passion. They have 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 kind of a job, and their salary has to be made at the end of month. If you fail to pay the salary on time, do you think your employees will work for you? Yes or no? They will never. What is your motivation level? Are you motivated really to achieve something? Your achievement orientation, like you will be knowing about these Maslow's hierarchy, Herzberg theory of motivation, McClelland's theory of motivation, ERG framework, existent, relatedness, and growth. So all these kind of things are coming into existence, which makes you tough. So when you have this toughness in your personality, in your mind, then of course you're getting ready for future. But if you're not mentally strong, you will find out that probably you will start, odds will come, and you will quit. So that is happening with many of the people because mental stability or mental toughness is not existing with the people. So all those who are part of some of the business ventures, they will be noticing that the moment they have started, the kind of challenges they were facing, really many times thought would have come that they should quit the job. But probably they have not quit that time. This is why they are surviving or they are happy today. And all the people who have quitted the job that time, today they are not existing. Use of free or inexpensive marketing tools. So like all the startups which you are having, we have so many marketing tools. You need to be aware about them like Twitter, Facebook, Google, Ad, and all these kind of things I'm talking about. YouTube channel, Instagram. These are some of the common platforms which are used by majority of the population right now. And if you are not present on all these kind of platforms, you will find out that you will not be having reach to your people. Today, where do you spend more time? Watching news or advertisements on TV, or you are sharing more time on internet? Yes.
Social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
So now when your presence is not there on social media, and these are inexpensive manner. If you are going to release one page ad in Times of India or some good newspaper, probably you have to pay 10 to 20 lakh rupees for one ad only. But when you're working simply by investing few lakhs of rupees, you can be available to all the platforms and you will be having the reach to crores of people. So you cannot neglect the presence of these marketing tools, social media marketing tools. Be relevant always. Whatever you are talking about, the idea which you are having, really is it relevant? Because I tell you that most of the startups get failed because their idea was not relevant. Or your idea is relevant today, but may not be in future, like Dr. Priya was talking very nicely. What is the future sustainability of your idea? So like when you get the idea about startup, starting a Zoom kind of platform during the pandemic, I can understand. But tomorrow when pandemic will be over and all are having people in their organization, then what is the scope of Zoom to those people? So if your idea is only relevant for 2 years time, 3 years time, and once pandemic get over and you identify that my idea is not having any relevance, is it the right way to work on the idea then? So I think Urvashi, you were talking about the same idea. So the student who was talking about the same idea of developing some platform like Zoom, I'm asking if pandemic get over and all people are joining their organization, they're available in the organization, so meeting can be done personally.
I think Rupal was that, sir.
So now you're finding challenge comes to the same idea after 2 years, 3 years time. So how will you take this idea further? So now what happens if really your idea is meant for 2 years and its relevance has gone away after 2 years time, then probably I should not go with this kind of idea. Or you make changes to your idea so that it remains relevant throughout the life. So you should keep on making the changes continuously to your thoughts. So like Paytm, what we are talking about. So really, is it a Paytm wallet that we were using in 2014-15, or it is altogether in different shape now? It is taking the shape of just like a bank now. They are coming with the insurance product also to sell. So now these kind of platforms which they are creating now will be generating revenue to them. When it comes to customer service, don't compromise. And it is said by late Dhirubhai Ambani, we must always go for the best. Do not compromise on quality. So what happens till the time you have not started your startup or you are just initiating, you make all good efforts and you try to make your business successful, satisfy the customer. But once the customer has been in your pocket, then you sideline the customer and you don't take care of them. What is more difficult, to reach on top or to remain on top? Thank you. Yes, what is more difficult, to reach on top or to remain on top?
To remain on top.
So Rupal, you are absolutely knowing now to remain on top. And if your customers are with you, they are not quitting you, they are not moving away from you, I think it is easy for you to remain on top. So always you have to make your customers happy. The moment you compromise on the happiness of your customer, you will find out that challenge is there. Use of right technology. So of course, when we are talking about startup, so as per the basic definition of a startup, your organization cannot be startup if it is not having any kind of inclusion of technology. So you will get only the startup benefits when you are making use of certain technology and it is appropriate and right for your business. So like we were talking about cyber security and all, or Zoom and all. So you need to have the appropriate technology, which is not going to make your product very costly. So suppose like Zoom is available free of cost to me for 45 minutes. Then I can have recurring meeting. And if you're charging even for a 10 minutes meeting, do you think that I will shift from Zoom to your platform? Never. So make sure the technology which you are using is always up to date and giving some extra value to your customer. So it is making the customer's job convenient, easy, smooth. Then you will identify that your business or product or innovation will be functioning for long term. Don't be frightened of taking the risk. Because if you're afraid of taking the risk, then you should not be an entrepreneur. So only those people can become successful entrepreneur who are ready to take the risk. So I will not be talking much more about this because this is the basic fundamental. But again, the risk-taking capacity of the people vary. So you should, if your risk-taking capability is low, but somehow you are entrepreneur, please try to work on increasing the capacity to take the risk. Because some more risk, more gain. No risk, no gain. This funda is very clear since beginning of the business to end of the business. People who are taking the risk, they are gaining more. People who never take the risk, they never gain anything. फिर तो वही है, लोग फिक्स डिपॉजिट में डालते हैं, एफडी करवाते हैं, they are getting 5.5% interest, but the people who are going for share market, they have the chance to get 15 to 20% in a return also. But risk is high. So that is of course your choice, but entrepreneurs don't have the choice. They have to take the risk in order to get success, in order to be sustainable.
Yeah, Dr. Sharma, I just want to caution on that one. Taking a risk, there's a difference between the risk and the blind risk. Risk, yes, need to be taken a risk, but there should be a good mitigation plan in place to sustain the risk. Blind risk is the one should be really careful about, and I will vote against that.
Of course,
blind risk is something is very different.
Nilesh is absolutely correct. This is we talk about the calculated risk. The risk which you are taking, you know the pros and cons of that. So if something good happens, what will be the outcome? And something bad happens, what will be the outcome? And how you're going to mitigate all this positive or negative outcome into your business. But that doesn't mean that if I'm taking the risk and if something negative happens, I will close my business. No, we are not talking about that kind of a thing. So you should be ready with the alternative plans. And if success, so basically what is there that I'm having, so if I take the risk, the chances of gain is more. I should take. But if the chances of gain are still less, then I should not go for this kind of a risk. Don't be frightened of failing. Have you ever seen any businessman who never get failed? So from first day till last day of the life, he was always successful.
No.
You know about Steve Jobs? 3 times he was thrown out of his own company. But he was never frightened of failing, because whatever he was doing, probably it was not working in favor of the company at the particular time. So he was out of the company. Can it happen in India? Perhaps not possible. But it can happen with the startups. I know many of the startups, when today you are starting, but tomorrow it will be taken by someone else. Taxi for sure. When the company was having the turnover worth of 250 crore rupees, it was taken over by Ola. And they have paid around 1250 crore rupees to the company. That 1000 rupees was the gain to company. But before reaching to this 250 crore, company might have suffered lots of losses, lots of failure. But today, once you are facing the failure, it is giving the learning to you, and tomorrow it will be converted into success to you. Pick the right people. Can you do each and everything in your business, in your startup alone? No. But what is the problem that in a startup, we have very few number of people, very small number of people are there with you. So they should be multitasking. It cannot be that I'm a finance head, so I cannot do anything. I'm a supply chain head, I will not be doing anything. No, you cannot have this kind of a specialization in the startup. But I have seen personally that in some of the startup, the moment you are just going to initiate your startup, you define your role and responsibility. But probably collaborative environment I was talking about. So when you are confined only to your role and you are not ready to support in the role of others, how will you move further? You are bound to get failure. So I don't have business as a startup right now. Do you think that supply chain person is having some significant work to be done in my business? When you don't have any business in market, your sale is zero. What is the role of supply chain head? So can this person may not be used for my business purpose? So I should have the purpose who is multitasking. So he can do 2-3 different kind of jobs also in the startup. Because we cannot have the specialized people in a startup. That is the problem, because startups are basically funded by others. So my money is a problem. I'm not having lots of seed capital to do this. And then keep on doing what is working.
Just couple of 2 more things. This is a very good point. Pick up the right people. invest in people and invest in relationship with the people. That is very important. That will take you for a long run.
Exactly. Because ultimately these are people. Suppose today you are you have good people, but you're not investing in them. Tomorrow they will leave, and then again you are in need of a new person. Again you will start from zero, but again you are making the same mistake that you are not investing in your people. So you will be collapsed. So always have the right people, invest in your people so that they could be the big asset for you in future.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep on doing what is working. So the things which you're doing fantastic, keep on repeating the same. Keep on doing the same. Because what happens in order of doing something new, we stop some of the good practices also. That is the failure. No, what is working in favor of your business, don't change it. You're driving a car and car is running very smoothly on road. Would you like to make some changes while driving? So would you like to make some changes in your car while driving the car? I hope no one will do it.
Never, sir,
so,
never.
Never.
Not on the run, at least.
Like the stupidest thing that we could ever do.
Of course. But I tell you, in search of innovation, in search of brain, actually your brain is full of multiple thoughts. Many times it happens that you close the good practices and these good practices are replaced by new practices. And these new practices are not working in favor of your business. Never stop your good practices. So stop doing what doesn't work immediately. So the things I'm saying that whatever is happening in favor of your business, you should keep on doing. Similarly, the things which are not happening in favor of your business, you should stop. Like you see this Nano. Nano was the dream of Ratan Tata, but it was not market feasible project. Just only for fulfilling his dream, he has launched the car, sale was made, but profitability never came. Jaguar and Land Rover were the two brands acquired by Ratan Tata, and he got failed because he paid almost the double price compared to the competitors. No, you should make always sure that the things which will not be in favor of your business just for the purpose of ego or satisfying your urge. Don't do those things. Stop those kind of things immediately. So finally, I come to the ending of this session. Thanks to all of you for being with me for last 2 hours. So I hope I have not bored you. I tried to interact as much as possible, but I think some of the students were very annoyed. They have not answered. Even they have not unmuted themselves. So, but no problem. Hopefully next time when we meet physically, then I can have interaction with you. So before we close, I would like a few questions or few suggestions, whatever you want to share. Please.
Yeah, just want to add one more thing. As an investor, we are investing in the people, because in the startup, what we see is only the people, and we hear their ideas. So in the startup, generally the investment is in the people, and we are investing in you, and we are investing in your ideas. So I think it is very important to make sure that you are more in a sound place, or you get a more confidence of investor than your ideas. That is very good starting point.
So basically, Nilesh kind of people, they are giving you money on the basis of your team. How strong team you are having with you. Because only those people are giving them the confidence that my money is going in right organization. Otherwise, everyone in India is ready to take the money, but no one is ready to pay back. So investing in your people, having the right people with you is something really which is very important. Yes. Any question from anyone, please?
I think, sir, we have the most interactive session till now in this series.
Yes, sir. And so you called out our names in between. We just faced some network issue and therefore we couldn't reply, sir. We're really sorry for that.
No problem. I will request to Dr. Arora also and Rahul also. And to all of you, please suggest my name that we want to have sir also in front of us. So probably we can have multiple exercises also. So I make sure that no one will be getting bored, and I will ensure the engagement of.
No, definitely it was not a bore, sir.
Never, no. The boring will be like, what does the word even exist? It was an amazing session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks to
Thank you
all
so
of
much,
you.
sir. The session was really enlightening. It was really interactive. Thank you.
Thanks, Rupal. Really, it was a pleasure for me to be with all of you. You all are really the wonderful audience who's full of energy, full of potential, and really wish you all the best. Do well in future. And like my details are in front of you, Dr. Lalit Kumar Sharma. My ID is lalitks4@yahoo.com. And my contact number is 9873-719-869. So if you feel that anything you want to discuss with me related to marketing or some motivation or sustainability of your startup, please feel free to call me.
And I'll definitely like to connect with you. I already sent you an invite. It will be very helpful.
All of you, I would like to just share one thing. For initially my consultancy or sharing my advice, I don't charge anything. Till the time you don't reach in the position where you can pay to me. Okay? So my advice, my consultancy, my knowledge is absolutely free of cost available to you. But I would like to ensure the person who wants my knowledge domain, really how much serious he or she is for running the enterprise. So the moment I am assured that you are very much sincere, of course, feel free. I can interact with you. I can give you advice. I can help you in generating your business. That's not the problem. Okay?
Sir, one small question.
Yeah, Vikram, please.
Sir, where are you based, sir?
I'm based in Ghaziabad.
In Ghaziabad, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so this was a nice interaction with all of you. Thanks, and thanks, Dr. Priya, Nilesh ji. Really, it was wonderful to be with all of you, because always I'm not only sharing my knowledge, I'm learning from the people like you also in between. Okay?
You're welcome. We'll connect on the LinkedIn anyway. Thank you.
Sure. So definitely we can be connected personally. So now I details are there with you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Rahul, can I leave now?
Yes, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you very much, sir.
And if you have some photograph and all, then please you share that to me.
Definitely, sir. I will share with you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am.